Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to discuss really very important thing. Uh, we are going to discuss what you need in order to become an option trader, and this is completely my perspective, and there could be different things, but you need to do your own research. But here in this video I'm just trying to give you the basic thing what you might need. This is based on my experience, that what I've got since from my 22 years of trading options. Let's go on. And I prepared this slide presentation which I can share it with you, no issues. Just log in into my website www.TheIndianOptions.com. And let's you can download it from there. It's a PDF file, so just have fun. Let's go back. What you are going to need. Okay, first of all, a very obvious thing that I'm going to mention here, and if there is some extra information that you are looking for which I'm not going to say, then you just please try to contact exchange or try to contact your bank or something. They should have more information, but generally, like in 90% of the cases, whatever I'm going to say should be okay. Okay, first thing is that you are going to need an account in the bank account in India. Okay, you cannot have the, if you are NRI or if you are outside India, you cannot basically trade unless and until you have a bank account in India. Okay, this is very important. Next one is, like, if you are a NRI trader, like I am NRI trader, I am NRI in Japan right now. So if you are a NRI trader, you are going to need an NRO account. Okay, your demat account should be linked, or the broker account should be linked to the NRO account, ordinary account. Okay, which means that you cannot repatriate this money back to your USD or whatever your foreign currency you are right now in. So of course, if you have any money, if the bank allows, and if you are not doing anything illegal or something, you can always take it. It's your money, you can always take it wherever in the world you are, but you cannot repatriate it, meaning that you invest in USD and then again you get it back in USD. It doesn't happen that way. When you invest, when the money goes into the NRO account, it always gets converted into rupees and it stays in rupees only. Okay. So that is one thing. Then you are going to need a demat account with any bank account, with any bank, nationalized bank or any bank is okay. And you are going to need an account with a broker. So there are a lot of brokers in India. I cannot actually name any of them because of some legal. I don't want to fall into some legal things. But anyway, just search on internet, pick up one of the top 3, and you should be okay basically. So don't worry about it, right? Well, only one thing that you need to really concentrate on is, like, when you are opening and demat account, you need to explicitly tell them that you need and derivatives option enabled on your account. By default it is not enabled, because derivatives are supposed to be really very technical things and not everybody can do it, and derivatives are supposed to be really very risky. So by default it is not enabled on any of the account. Okay, so when you open a demat account with the bank, you need to tell them, or the broker, you need to tell them that you want to do the trading in derivatives. So the derivatives segment has to be enabled. Okay, derivatives, when this derivative segment is enabled, you will actually get the futures and options both thing enabled. But we are not going to deal in futures because I really don't know anything about futures, and I'm not going to teach anything about futures. You are free to study and do it in future, I don't care. But I'm going to talk only about the options. So we are going to do only about options, right? And a few more things. I think so you are going to need at least 5 lakh rupees as an investment. The reason why I'm saying 5 lakh, I have actually explained it in one of my video. It is called as myths about the options. So there are a lot of myths about the option. It is dangerous and you can make a lot of money with very small money and things like that. A lot of things are myths, but I have explained in greater detail why you might actually have to start with minimum 5 lakh rupees, minimum 5 lakh rupees. Okay, so once you have that 5 lakh rupees, you have bank account, you have demat account, you have derivatives enabled, the next thing that you are going to need is that every broker, they have their own trading platform, they have their own menu system, icon system, things like that. So you will have to get familiarized on that. You'll have to learn about their trading, how to do basic trading, purchase some stock, sell some stock, purchase some options, sell some option, something like that. And I think so most of the times whenever you want to set a stop loss or something, you need to actually contact them. There might not be any option, easy option in the trading platform to set up a stop loss. So usually the stop loss, you have to call them, hey, can you, I have this open contract, can you set a stop loss at whatever figure you want? So you need to call them. That's what I think. Okay, and most of the most of the brokers actually have the telephone service as well. So if you are not very comfortable in learning all the trading platform or something, you can just call them and tell them that, okay, you want to do this, you want to do this, can you please purchase this, can you please sell this, can you please square off this, something like that. And one thing that, however, you really need to remember is that by telephone service, you are just going to get something called as remote hands. Okay, remote hands is what I call. I'm an IT engineer, so it's like remote hands means, we are telling someone, okay, go to the terminal, type this command, do this, something like that. That is remote hands. He is going to just do whatever you are telling him to do. He is not going to use his own brain that whether I am giving right command or wrong command, right? So in the similar fashion, like whenever you call this broker, you have to be really very specific, really clear and to the point. Okay, don't say hello, how are you doing, and they don't care. Just to the point, to be very precise, and what exactly you want to do, and make sure that whatever you are asking them to do is really what you really want to do. Because if you are doing any mistake or something, they are not going to point out, hey, why are you doing this? Because right now the market is going up and you are opening this contract, we think that it is mistake or something. They are not going to do anything, because they are not allowed to do legally. They are not allowed to prompt you, basically, right? So this is your exam and you will have to do it. So be very precise and make very sure that you both understand each other. Maybe if you are comfortable writing an email, then if you have some proper formats to write, then you can just say, okay, I'm going to send you this kind of email, it means this, do you think so, it is okay or something. Have some rapport built up with your contact guy. Usually you will get the name of the person whom you can contact, and it is a direct phone number of that person. So whenever you call, only he is going to pick up. If he is on vacation or something, usually his second in command always knows about all about you. So just so these are the things that you will have to do. And whenever you choose a broker or something, make sure that they have iOS application, Android app or iOS app on iPhone or something. Make sure they have the application, okay? Because more time you are going to spend it on the Android apps or maybe iOS apps, because that's where we are going to do a lot of our trading on. So it is better that they have the apps. So choose the broker which has the apps, and a lot of the top brokers, they have these apps. So that is very important. Why it is important for you is because, like, you cannot sit in front of the computer like throughout the day, right? You might have to attend some marriage function, or you might be on a vacation, or you might be on, in office actually doing trading, and you cannot, sit open all the trading terminal in front of office while you are working. You can just have a look into your mobile, and that might be more than sufficient, right? And what you are going to need is a good internet speed. You really need a good internet speed, because you need things to happen really very fast. If the market is happening, it should not be like buffering or something, and then you lose the trade, and then the market, the order times out and things like that. Spend some money. You are going to make a lot of money. Spending 2,000, 3,000 rupees in some good internet connection is not really going to harm you. It is going to help you, and look at it as an investment. Okay. And you might need a laptop or PC or whatever, just in case, because there are a lot of files that you get from the broker every night. based on your contracts, how much you have done, you need to consolidate them. Then you'll have to contact the CA and give those. I have all those formats as well. I can share if you are interested later on. So don't worry about that as well. So at this point of time, whatever I have told so far, with this you can, yes, you can start trading. But wait, you first need, very important thing is that you need to have the knowledge about this. Knowledge is really very important, and you need to see all my videos. That is very important, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach you step by step, right from the beginner level to the advanced level, through all the videos. I'm making around 50 videos or so, so you'll be able to get at least the knowledge about these options. Whether you really want to trade in options or not, that is of course your lookout, but at least get the knowledge. That is what I'm saying basically. Okay, now once you have this trading account ready, and first thing you need to do is learn, very important. When you want to do the trading, you are going to need only very few things, really. I mean, all these things I have said before: internet, mobile, and trading platform, demat account stuff. That is, forget about it. We are going to need it. So that's now what you are going to need is four concepts: put buy, put sell, call buy, call sell. Sorry, let me again repeat it: call sell, put sell, call buy, put buy. These four concepts you need to really know in and out. That is very important thing. Even in the deepest sleep, you should be able to know in and out about this. Then you need you need to generally understand what is happening in the world. Like if there is a trade war going on, US, China, and oil supplies in Mid East or something, if there is any recession happening or something, all this information, this is very general information, don't spend much time on it, but just you should be aware about at least the financial things that are happening in the market, mega things, because they some way or the other actually reflect on our stock market, and eventually it will reflect on your trades too. So just keep an overall watch about what's happening or something, right? So that is one thing. And main thing that we might need to really concentrate on is what our finance minister is declaring, what he or she is saying, and what RBI is going to release or something. These are few things. So if you are reading some financial news or CNN, BBC, or some Times of India, Economic Times or something, just if you read through, just every day for 10-15 minutes or so, you will get the overall picture of what is happening. So don't worry about it. And overall you will just need a market trend, in which way it is going today or which way it might be going. Again, don't worry about how to choose the market trend, because there are a lot of videos that explain that, and I'm also going to take a separate lecture on that. There will be separate how to understand whether the market is really going up or down. Based on that we can take a trades, right? So having said all these things, these are few more things that we are going to need. Now what financial let us first go on understand what financial knowledge you are not going to need for options trading, because what I'm claiming and what I'm trying to say is that all the financial world that we have seen in all other videos which I have explained, you don't need all that information. You really need very focused and laser focused attention, laser focused knowledge only about options, and that too only about like 10-15 concepts at the most. So once if you have this knowledge to very great knowledge, that's all you need basically. So I have made a list of like what exactly we might not need basically for our trading, right? First thing is that reading charts, financial standings of any company, reading the balance sheet of any company, we are not going to need. Why? Because we are going to deal only in the Nifty index options. Nifty index, it is the index of 50 different companies from 11 different sectors, and so each individual company, it doesn't matter whether it is doing good or bad. It doesn't matter, because we are talking about the average right now. So that's why we don't need all these reading charts or something. Now there are some swing trading strategies, and actually this is a little bit technical for the beginners, and it's really not necessary when you are doing the options trading. For options trading there are different kind of swing strategies that you are going to need. So we are going to talk about that again, when we talk about the strategy session, so don't worry about those seeing trading strategies or some information. It's not really important at this point of time. Then the graphs, moving graph average, candlestick graphs, or what are the trends, what are the resistance, what are the support, all those things. This thing also you might not need to that certain levels. Somewhere little bit knowledge is okay, but you don't need to spend really much time on that, because graph you are going to need only the Nifty graph, Nifty everyday graph, and that you can get it on the beta.nseindia.com or www.nseindia.com. On that you will get a NSE chart, Nifty chart. That's all you need. So you just need to understand whether market is going up or down. Okay. Then we'll talk about what you are going to need in the next slide. But this slide we are going to say what you are not going to need. So graphs you are not going to need, moving average, candlestick, don't worry about it. Then don't try to predict whether the market is going to go up or going to go down or something, because what happens is that if you try to predict, nobody can predict. You are not God, I am not God, nobody is God. And if the market experts are saying that market is going to go up, let them say that. You are your best guy to make your own best judgment, right? So don't try to predict the market direction and based on that predict, okay, tomorrow market might go up, so I'm going to open this contract, or tomorrow market might go down, or I'm going to do this. Don't do that. If market is happening right now, if it is going down, if it is a fact, right now it's happening right in front of you, then you have to accept that and you have to take the decision. Don't work on assumptions. Never work on assumptions. Never work on assumptions. In options, in stocks and in mutual funds, maybe you can assume, you can get some tips from here and there, you can take some trades, and you can afford to wait for maybe months together or years together if you have to. But in options we have an expiry, so we don't have the luxury of taking any wrong decision, taking any assumptions or something. It has to be really right in front of you, whatever it is. Yes it is, yes, no, that's it, right? So if you unlearn this kind of things, then actually you will get a lot of free time. And in this free time you need to really learn the concepts about only the options, right? So only options, you have to concentrate on where the Nifty is trading right now, how much point it has gone up, how much point it has gone down. Based on that, how many trades you have on your trades, how much is premium that you paid, how much it is trading right now, whether you should take a loss and get out, or you should take a profit and get out, or you should wait or something. This is what I want you to really spend your time on, and this is what you should be really spending time on. And I have also explained some zone, my premium zones. It's my really proprietary concept that I have made. I have explained in one of the videos, so just go ahead and see. Try to understand like how many open contracts are there you have, and each of those contracts where your premiums are right now in that zone diagram. Right now, all the options which are in the green zone, blue zone, or purple zone, you can actually square off anytime you want. It means they are in profit, so don't worry about it. All you have to worry about the one which are on the boundary line, which is on the yellow zone or maybe on the deep red zone. Only these two you need to worry about whenever the market. So. A study about that zone as well, I have explained it, see that video. So now what if I have said that okay, you don't need this knowledge, then what knowledge you might need to do this. Okay, so first thing is that you need a graph, Nifty. Go to nseindia.com, you will see that. Then you need to really keep a watch on the option chain. I have a separate video on option chain, what to look into that option chain, what to see, what not to see, where your contracts are, where your strike price is, how far away are you from the market, where the market is trading on, where your strike price is up, below, and all those things, how much premium you got, how much premium, how many open contracts are there, what is the volatility, and things like that. So you'll have to just concentrate on this. So at least if you have some open contracts, at least make a point to at least glance at the Nifty that graph once in 30 minutes. Okay, So if you are working, if you are full-time working somewhere, all you have to do is open your smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone. I know you are smart, you have a smartphone. Just open it, see the that's it. That's it. It takes 10 seconds, but that will actually keep your mind rolling, like where the nifty is going on, and you can continue with your meetings or whatever work you are doing. Again, after 30 minutes or so, just say, okay, fine, you are out on the lunch, look at it, and then something like. So it's like you have to see the market, you have to follow the market, because even if like 2-3 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, if you are not, and if something is happening, some finance minister has declared something, within matter of 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes, the market can go up to 100 points, down 100 points, and it should not be as a surprise to you. It's not end of the world. In the worst case scenario, you can take a loss and sit down, and in the worst case scenario, if luckily you are in a correct side of the market, you can take a profit and sit down. So it's not the end of the world. So but just try to make sure that you can actually see the market or glance the market at least once in 30 minutes. Then you need to know at any point of time how many open contracts you have in your mind, how many are on the call side, how many are on the put side. If the market goes above, if the market is going, say for example, if you have call open options contracts open on the call side, and if the market is going down, if the market is going down, meaning that you are starting to make money now, and then in that situation you should be a little more diligent in watching the market, how far it is going. Maybe you can take a decision to square off, get the profit, come out of it or so. And if you have decided, oh, today my contract is stuck, and you have a call side contract and the market is going up, which means that you are making loss, and then you might think, yeah, I cannot do anything today in the market because my contract is stuck, I don't want to take loss, so I'll just wait over. So today whole day you don't have to do anything, but just, even though, just have a look into the, have a glance in the on the market where it is trading right now. That's really very important. So you need to know basically if market goes up or down and how it is going to affect your trade. This kind of information you should always have backup in your mind, right? Now, why the market went up, what was the reason behind that, and why the market went down, why was the reason behind that, and things. The reason is not important, really, take my word for it. The reason is not important. There could be like thousands and thousands of reasons why the market goes up and down. If you start thinking about all those reasons and try to make a reason and try to understand about why this is happening, oh, you are going to lose your focus. Forget about the reason. Reason is not important. What is the fact? Fact is that the market is going up or down, and the fact is that you have something open and you are bleeding right now, or you have something very great and you are earning money by the minute right now. So your focus has to be there. Why it is going up, down, don't worry about it. There are thousands of reasons, and leave this thing to the experts and big traders who have like 100 people working for them, all those professional traders. All this information is important for them. It's not for us. We are with 5 lakh rupees, man. Come on. So at our level, our main focus has to be how many contracts are there and how they are affecting. So that is very important, right? Now, the reasons, again, somebody might say, but I need to know the reason. I need to know the reasons. There are a lot of people who might come up with that. And once upon a time, I also used to, really go on internet, find out the reasons. Apparently, it started to make no sense to me, basically. Like, say, for example, in 2010, I lost money because the Greece had declared emergency. Greece had declared a bankruptcy. Okay, it's a country, it went bankrupt, and I was on plane traveling from Japan to India or something whole day. I had some open contact. By the time I landed, I made like 4 lakh rupees loss, and I think so maybe 5 lakh rupees loss. I don't remember exactly, but actually my broker at that time, I was doing telecom marketing. Internet was not really that good that time, so they were trying to reach me to tell me that something, and the next day I took a loss, and I said, okay, fine, no problem, don't worry. I made profit also, so it's not an issue that I made. What I'm trying to say is, the Greece declared a bankruptcy there, and I lost money because of that. Or Trump is fighting with China now. every time there are some trade war going on, every time he makes some comment on his tweet or something, the market goes here up and down. Yeah, what kind of technical ability that you have, or all your technical knowledge, what difference is it going to make really? I mean, Korea is threatening the nuclear war and our markets go down. Now, if even if say you have a very good technical knowledge and you're doing very good graphs and this and that and that, how good that knowledge is for we have to focus only on our trade way. It's not humanly possible to understand all the reasons and go through that one by one and then say, okay, if this has happened, then probably this will happen. Forget about it. Just concentrate on market going up, market going down, and where your trades are, and if it goes up, or whether you should take loss and get out, or take profit, get out, or those kind of things you should be worried about. Just forget about that, why it goes up and down. Now, things you need to do on the daily basis is like say for example, you already have your demat account and you already have started trading. What would your normal day look like, basically, right? What would you do? Now, before actually the market opens, our Indian market opens at 9:15. Okay, before that, actually the Singapore market has opened, and in Singapore market, Nifty is actually trading in futures there. Okay, so money control, they sent two mails every day actually. They send one mail like how should be your trade setup for today, and they send one mail like 12 things or 10 things that happened while you were sleeping. These two mails they send us, right? So you should just read those mails. You get an overall understanding that what might happen. And in that mail, they are explaining like, oh, Nifty was trading flat today in Singapore market. So that gives us an understanding of how maybe Nifty might open today. You just keep it back of your mind. It's not like keeping that. Sometimes Nifty, it doesn't work sometimes, but 70-80% of the time they are correct. The market happens, so don't worry about it. At least you get the idea about what is going to happen in our market at 9 o'clock. That is first thing. And second thing, as I already told a minute ago, that you need to be aware about which trades are happening, and based on these assumptions, just assume worst case scenarios that, say for example, if market immediately falls 50 points, what you will do? If market immediately falls say 50 points, what you will do? So this kind of scenarios you should have in your mind, so that you are prepared about like what happened. Because when something event happens, it is so much pressure, so many things happen that you can't take sane decision actually. Always the decision which you take in haste, they always go wrong, always end up in loss and something. So the only thing that you need to really concentrate on is just be prepared. For example, like if 50 points the market goes up, what will you do? You have open contracts right now. If market goes 50, then probably you'll get 20-25 rupees as a premium. Do you want to get out of the stock or not? This decision has to be made well before even the market opens, so that you are prepared for any eventualities, right? It should not be a surprise for you that, okay, this thing now what should I do? Because that time you don't have much time. You'll be earning or losing money by minute actually, and the premium really goes very fast up and down. So over a period of time, actually, when you do this, trading. Now by this time, I started again trading from last July actually. So it's almost like 4 months. I have done trading almost like 120 times. So on an average, one day I do 2 or 3 trades or something like that. So when you do so many trades, then you get an idea about like what is happening if the market falls 50%, 50 points, how much your premium is going to affect or not. So this kind of experiences you start getting, and based on those experience, everybody has to learn from their mistakes or their good things, and then try to improvise on that. And that's what you will have to do on the daily basis basically. Okay, and early in the morning at 9 o'clock, you absolutely have to be logged on in your trading platform and be ready to the to do the some trading or not. Because what happens is when the market opens, it opens gap up, gap down. It might be a big gap up, big gap down, and what happens is that if there are some contracts, if you are making sudden profit, say the market opened at 9:15, it opened 100 points up, and you suddenly get 50 rupees as a premium, and your stock has gone really very good. So you should be able to immediately square off at that point, and immediately after 3-4 minutes the market might come down by 80 points or so, and then be at 80 points throughout the day. But that peak that you got, it is just a minute or maybe 2 minutes max. In that 1 or 2 minutes you should be able to take the decision and go. So every time when the market opens in the morning 9:15, you have to be in the market. Then there is another activity that happens somewhere around 12 o'clock after lunch or so, and then there is another activity happens around 3:30, 3 o'clock actually, between 3 to 2:30 to 3, somewhere around that. So I have made another video on when to be active on the market timing, so please see that video. The point that I am trying to stress here is that morning first time you should be logged in, and then throughout the whole day, if your contracts are open, you should be able to track the market at least every 30 minutes, at least have a glance of what is happening, right? So, and then you need to take a glance, and then you need to know which options are open and stuff like that. Now, say for example, if you want to take a vacation or so, and you are going to go in just a mountain where there is no internet, everything. So in that situation, I would really suggest that first you actually close all your contracts and go on vacation, take a break. Take 1 month's break, 2 months break. Nobody is actually forcing you to do, be in the market. When you come back, the market will be still on. All other traders will be still there. You can just continue where you left off. So there is nothing that you are going to miss. Okay, all the rallies, up rally, down rally, will be still there. So don't worry about it. But what I'm trying to say is that don't leave your open contracts unmonitored. That is when you'll make a loss, or maybe luckily you might make a very big profit, right? So don't leave it as this thing. So whenever, if I'm traveling, if I'm driving my car or something, then I ask my wife or somebody to just have a look into, just glance the market and tell me where it is, that kind of thing. Or if I'm in some function, again same thing, I just glance it and then that's it. So never leave your options or being unmonitored. If you are not in position to monitor, then just close all the contract, take the loss, close the contract and finish it off, man. It's really that easy basically, right? So that is one thing. And yeah, that is a couple of times. I'm just reading here, just to understand if I'm not missing any points or so. Okay, so bit of the common sense now. Common sense, let's say common sense wisdom. Uh, Actually, I've seen a lot of friends and a lot of traders. They're trying to run behind the microsecond. I say microsecond meaning that we are doing a high frequency trading. We have microsecond means like 1 by 6 zeros. I don't know how much that is. 1 by 10 lakh off second. 10 lakh off second time. It is microsecond means like when you blink the eye, it is almost a second. So 1 lakh time of that. So it's really very small, and people try to take the advantage that you should be in the market like 1 microsecond before every other people. Yeah, it's too costly to do that. First of all, you'll need systems, you'll need really big systems, very high end devices or something, and yeah, nothing happens in 1 microsecond really at our level. We are 5 lakh rupees level, and really nothing happens. Even if you are late for 10 minutes in the market, or if you are losing a trade, don't worry, man. There is a whole day ahead of the remaining. Even if like instead of 9:15, if you are coming at say 9:20, and then you are, oh man, I finished, I lost my trend. Oh, don't worry, yaar. There is a whole day until 3:30. Do whatever you want to do in that remaining time. So don't worry about that microsecond, right? Even if you are few minutes lose, nothing will happen. And even if you are losing like 5-10 rupees premium because you are late, it doesn't matter. There is another 100 rupees premium that you can grab if you can. So it's available there all the time. So don't worry about it. Right? And you need to have really very focused attention, and within like 2-3 minutes time span you should be able to take quick decision and act on it. That is really very important, because if you are not able to do so, then maybe you might miss some opportunities, very good opportunities, or you might get stuck up in some contract, and then it could lead to more loss or something. So and this the ability to take decision that quickly will come only out of knowledge. So dear friends, I'm telling you right now again and again that not taking knowledge is really very important. You cannot have shortcuts in life. You cannot have shortcuts in this. You need to know what you are doing, otherwise you are going to do it wrong, period. As simple as that, right? So, and what happens is, like, you are a human, I am a human. I have done so many mistakes in trading, so many mistakes, and you will do it. Everybody does any mistake. So it's not only about, like, taking the mistake, and there are so many different kind of mistakes you do, and you regret it, but that's about it, man. I mean, just move on, learn from the mistake and move on. Just try not to repeat that same mistake again. That's also, or try to learn from others' mistake as much as you can. You are going to make mistakes, you are just a human, so just accept it, try to learn from it, and just go ahead, right? So that is one thing. And try to understand that the market doesn't run as per your wish, right? If you are wishing that market should go up, doesn't mean that market will go up. Market has its own this thing, and you can never underestimate the market. So the best thing is that do what market is doing, and don't accept, or don't imagine that something is going to happen as per your wish, and then market has to, like, so for example, market has gone up for last 4 days. Last 4 days it was up. Now the market is up like 600 points, and now tomorrow surely the market is going to go down. So this is like you are assuming that the market might go down, and market might not go down another 3-4 days, or maybe 5 days. Who knows? So you cannot take imagine something might happen and the market will act accordingly. Market has its own way of doing things. So better fall in line and understand what market is doing and just do accordingly. You'll be in more profit, right? So market tendency is like fluid mechanics. If you are mechanical engineer, you know what is fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is something very simple. Wherever if you put a water, the water will actually take a path where there is a slope, that we call it as least resistant path or something. So the market is also similar way, right? So market will go up until it gets a resistance, right? So there is a resistance level. Once it hits the resistance, then it will start go down until it gets a support. So support, right? So there are few concepts, support and resistance and support. So market will try to go wherever there is resistance, it will stop and it will change the direction. Wherever there is support, it will stop, again change the direction. So it will be like that sinusoidal wave, right? So it's like a fluid mechanics. So and markets are supposed to go up or crash. So actually you don't need to really take pressure of this, because this is, if you are in a stock market, this thing is like everyday thing, right? It happens every day. Market go up, market go down. If market is going down and if your blood pressure is increasing, which means that something is really not right. In fact, when the market crashes, that is the time when you make maximum money. Or when the market is going up, it takes single direction, that is when you make maximum money. And if the market is going up down, or sideways, you can also make money in sideways. There are different strategies, but what I'm trying to enforce here is that if market is taking sudden turn up or down, it should not increase your blood pressure. If it is increase your blood pressure, meaning that you are doing something wrong. And point number 2 is that, okay, get out of stock options market before you start losing your health. Because I have seen people getting heart attacks because something happened and they lost a lot of money in that, right? So this market up and down, it should basically not affect your health or blood pressure. If it is affecting your blood pressure, because it means that you have taken a bite so big that you cannot chew. You have opened so many contracts based on speculation that now if the contracts go in the wrong direction, you are going to bound to lose a lot of money, right? So which means that you are doing something wrong. If what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to make money in options, you have to just understand where you are. If we are at 5 lakh level, just play with 5 lakhs and 5 lots only. You will be okay. If you make loss, you will make very small loss. If you make profit, you will make very small profits. But with 5 lakh, you can also actually purchase 26 lots. Now, if you open 26 lots, I have explained in some another video that concept. Here I am just going to give an example. If you open 26 lots and if that 26 lot goes into the bad direction, meaning that your 5 lakhs is in jeopardy, right? So which means that you are doing something wrong, and that's what you should avoid. So if you are getting a blood pressure, if you are getting little heartbeat, up or down when the market goes up or down, then I think so you are doing something wrong. So please be very, very careful. And my dear friends, if you are really, really doing this thing in the options market, please get out of this option market before you lose your money. Take my word for it. If you are doing these dangerous things, you are going to lose money today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Today you might win, you will be very happy, you might celebrate. Tomorrow you might win, you might celebrate, but day after tomorrow you are going to lose, and you are going to lose really very big, because it's called as overconfidence. And it happened to me, it happened to everybody, it happens to everybody. Everybody who does options, they go through this phase. And what I'm trying to tell you, as I have explained, it's a common sense and it is wisdom. So please take my word for it, right? Okay. And the last thing that I really want to explain here is that you need to be like a hawk, and you need to be like a robber. Like a hawk meaning what? Like hawk really waits very patiently to find its prey, right? Once it finds the prey, like it will make sure that if he attempts to take the prey, the prey cannot escape from his hand or his claws rather, right? So you have to wait very patiently for the market to go up or down or something. And once you are really very sure that what is happening is right, what you are trying to do is right, and you are not taking any big decision, risky decisions, then you do that thing. And why robber? Meaning that, okay, fine. So once you have got your trained, you have invested your money, and just be really very whatever you can get your hands on. And if the market direction changes or something, just take whatever profit you have got and just run away like robbers do. So hawk and robber, remember this concept, right? Hawk meaning that you should wait for the opportunity, and when you are long enough in the market, you will get that opportunity. So wait for the opportunity, and then you will be able to really get good results out of this. So thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's a long video and you might have spent really long time, but this was really very important video. And please visit my channel, TheIndianOptions.com, and this YouTube channel, and subscribe it. And if you want to download this presentation, what I showed today, please go to my website, register as a member and get it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.